Okay. We're
So,
back.
but yeah, I want to get into. I mean, there's a few more products here that we definitely want to talk about. But one here that I think kind of might get overlooked a little bit that that works pretty darn good is your cover scents.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know how to explain. I mean, I use them if I'm hunting an oak flat. I use it if I'm in the woods. I use the
I love the
woodlands.
smell of
Oh
that.
yeah, I mean
It smells so
it's
good.
like right there.
It just smells like dirt and
Yeah,
acorns, and
yeah. I
Smells
mean,
like you want to be in a tree.
it does.
and I mean, I use it all the time, but I mean, I think that was an older generation thing. I think it was like my dad's people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think, all the quote unquote celebrities don't, they don't use that. You don't see them using it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that everybody,
know
everything's
what I
going
mean?
that direction of odor free,
Yeah,
100%
yeah.
odor free. But
But I mean, I remember where
But-
people just swore by, like, the bee smoke to smell like smoke.
Yeah.
Or put their clothes by a campfire. And that wasn't very long ago.
no,
Maybe 10 years. That went away. I mean, it's trendy. We
Yeah.
haven't changed. We got the cedar, we got the woodlands, and I use the cedar even though I'm not even around a cedar tree. It's natural. There's one around somewhere,
I'll tell you what the
but
cedar.
that keeps the bugs off.
I was
you.
just gonna say
Yeah,
that.
we
That's
sell
exactly what I was just
sell
gonna
a
say.
product downstairs.
Yeah, it does. But the mosquitoes, the ticks, and that they hate cedar.
Yeah.
It does work for that. So that's
Well, that's like when I was talking about the antique stuff. Them cedar chests. That's why people put their Afghans and Doonies in there because they the moths wouldn't.
yeah,
go.
they don't like cedar.
That,
Yeah.
yeah.
Get
That's-
all
Yeah,
the
that's-
mothballs and everything in them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
No, it's just the cedar smell because the inside of that cabinet is cedar.
So you have what? You got cedar. You got woodlands, which is
Dirt.
yeah, and that's the other thing.
And
So,
then
you
I
know,
got pine.
Pine.
Yeah, the pine, like if you go up north in Pennsylvania, there's tons of
A lot
pine
of
trees
pine.
up
Right,
there. Yeah,
right.
up in the mountain parts. And then, in the south. And
I mean, technically, especially like with the dirt, the woodlands, it's to me also like a curiosity scent.
yeah.
Because
it can
deer-
have that effect.
Deer will just come and smell turned over dirt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they will.
It's like you'll see some, though, that actually, I don't have any, but there's some that on the market that smell like corn or smell like acorns or, a food substance.
Which is you can't use in
not allowed in
Pennsylvania. No.
Pennsylvania.
No.
I mean, that's why my oak is an oak tree.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's for spraying on you, it's not smell like a sweet acorn. It's gonna,
Right.
like-
yeah. Yeah, there's other companies out there making those kind of scents that
Mhm.
you can use in other states
Yeah.
and they work.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that fine line in PA, like you said, where you got to make yours smell like the tree
mean,
and not the food source.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that and that's it's a good product. I mean, even
Yeah,
if
I
you're
mean-
gonna just not some like you said, some people put it on themselves. Sometimes, like me personally, if I take it out, I usually just spray it on the tree trunk that I'm in.
Mhm.
Just to help mask the odor a little bit.
I like putting it on my cameras.
Yeah.
Because you're handling them all the time and the oil
Mhm.
on your
Yeah.
hands. Yeah.
Oh no, I wear gloves when I touch my cameras.
Yeah.
I'm like really afraid.
Oh, yeah, latex
Like-
gloves. Yeah.
I don't touch nothing around any of my sets. Ever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That one deer that okay, here's my deal with cameras. I'm not 100% sure if they don't change the game for you. I have personally on video seen deer see that camera and come underneath my stand because it didn't want to walk in front of it.
Yes.
And I know for a fact, like the first couple 3 days, you have. I mean, you just look back at it. First couple 3 days, you have your cameras out, and it doesn't matter if you have lure, if you have corn pow, or you have what. First couple 3 days, you have pictures of that big buck, and then guess what? You don't get no more pictures of him. You know why? Because he walks right around it. Them bigger ones, I think we shy away from cameras. I mean, I'm not trying to talk people out of cameras. I like them. I love getting the picture, the cell phone ones especially. I love getting that.
Mhm.
But I think it changed. I never really put mine where I'm hunting.
Well, no, I was just going to bring that up. Like with us, we try to put ours in areas that are very easy for us to get in and out of,
Yeah.
close to the parking areas.
Yeah. Just
Not,
get an inventory
not
of what
deep.
you're
Yeah, right. Because if you can catch them on that fringe, they're there.
Unless he's patternable.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he's patterned, if you're getting pictures of him every day, then, or every other day, or every 3 days, or if it's patternable, yeah. Obviously, he's not afraid of the camera. But I've seen it.
There are some that are.
I've
I've had bucks, Dave. I have one in particular that I got one picture of him. He never came back. Never stepped on that same trail. Now, he still lived there,
Oh, yeah.
but he never came in front of that camera ever again.
No.
Mhm.
And they know. I've had them. I mean, how many pictures you got of deer looking right at the camera?
You get an eyeball.
Yeah, but you don't see. I mean, yeah. They're blow out their nose, and you don't hear that unless it's on video.
Right.
That is the worst sound in the world. That is the absolute worst sound in the world is a deer blowing out its nose. To me.
Mm-hmm.
And like the greatest sound in the world is a turkey gobbler. I mean, it absolutely is.
Or a thwack.
That could go either way. Because I heard the thwack that was, I've seen the miss before.
There was
the birthday cake in the middle of the field.
Yeah. So it always ain't. But yeah, that's a good sound too. But
something that I went out into Ohio. Megan and I went out to Ohio on Monday, and I set 2 cameras up, and both of those cameras, the one camera that I set up on a high traffic area, it's 3 wood lines coming together. We were talking about downstairs.
Yeah, it looks good.
That camera's probably 10, 12 feet up. That camera's probably 10 feet up in the air.
Sometimes that helps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I always
deer.
think you get them out of their line of sight. You're better off.
And them deer, I get doe all day long. I no buck on that camera yet, but I will take doe all day, and we've talked about that.
That's me. I have always believed, and I don't know how you could not, that if the doe are there, the bucks are going to come.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if this time of the year in September, all I'm getting on film are does, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know they're there. That's where they live. That's where they're bedding. That's where I'm going to hunt, because whenever I want to kill that buck, that's where he's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, your early time of the year, your bachelor groups, your bucks are going to start to change.
The
velvet comes off. They become hard-horned. Their patterns change. So if you're getting bucks right now consistently all year or
there's
every
a good
day,
chance he's going to be two miles from
right.
He
He can be down. You might not see that deer next month. But the does are consistent. If the does are there now, the does will be there in October. They will be there in November. They will be there in December. And that's what I like to hunt, those transition areas off the bedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not one deer since Monday. I've probably got 100 pictures of doe so far since
and not
Monday.
one of them's looking.
Not one of them's looking up at that camera.
Well, that's
10 feet in
good.
the tree.
That's
not
good.
one of them, and they're
That's
walking right past it.
I mean, there's ways to defend it, or or compare and contrast. I mean, it's just like anything.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I have cameras. I like them, but some of my best places will never get a camera. I know there's a big buck in there. There always is. The sign's there for it.
Right.
And what if he's broke off? I want to see that. I don't want to say, I ain't hunting there because I ain't got no big pictures, and then.
Yeah,
I think it ruins it a little bit
well,
for me personally.
I was going to say, there could
but
be
I'm
that.
old school.
Yeah,
I mean, it does.
I'm
The
with you there.
cameras kind of ruin some of the.
There's the element of surprise that sometimes you want.
And that's
I
it's
agree.
like out there in the Midwest, you never know.
No.
That
Yeah.
deer could come from 20
yeah.
miles away. I mean, you just never know.
Right. Yeah.
Follow a fence line, get in a wood log, go through a creek, and now he's on you.
It's crazy how that happens out
That's
there.
way different. Like
Yeah.
here, that buck I mean, you spot him all summer long. You know he's there. Come first day, if you don't kill him, he's 6 ridges over and he's working and he will not come back.
That happened to me last year.
I mean,
was,
it is.
uh-huh.
I mean, that's. I don't know why it's different. I don't know why it's different, but
I don't know
it
if
is.
if it's just the terrain or what it is, but it's definitely different.
It's definitely different.
I
I
mean,
read articles about people that, you know what I mean, had transmitters in them, and like bucks in the gun season would go like hibernation. They thought they were dead. They went on the Sunday that wasn't hunting to get the collars and got from me to you away and jumped it.
Yeah.
But that collar read its vitals and it said, you know, dead.
Mhm.
That deer was able to slow its heart rate down, slow its breathing down, bed down. 3 dominant bucks. They're between 5 and 7 years old. I read this article about 5 or 6 years ago, and I don't know. I think it was Penn State or maybe Georgia. One of the two.
It might have been. I read an article on Penn State.
It might have been, and the same deal where they went. The girl went. There was a lady, and she went in there and went to get the collar, and the deer jumped up and took off. And then the next year, somebody actually killed it. But that deer traveled like 6 miles in those years that it had that collar on from the first day, from September 30th to October 3rd, somewhere in there is when he'd leave that summer range and never come back until spring.
Yeah.
And it was 6 miles.
Yep.
Difference.
Yeah, it's crazy how that happens.
I mean, and that's a study. I mean, that's proof.
And I gotta wonder if that's just nature's way of stopping, like I guess, inbreeding of an animal.
Yeah.
You know, he's not gonna breed in the area where he was born, which is
Right.
why the does tend to kick the bucks after they have them as fawns.
Right.
Yeah.
They kick them out of that area.
Hmm.
It's just a natural way of not.
That's probably.
You know,
I guess.
there's something to it.
Oh, absolutely.
There's definitely something to it, because if that's the same article I'm thinking of that I read on Penn State, the one particular buck, he had moved about where he was born and he was collared. He had moved about 5 miles from that point. Pretty much lived his whole life in that area. And then when he died, he went back to where he was born. And that's where they found that deer dead. So it had traveled 6 miles, lived its life, and then went back to where it came from and died there of old age.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's just weird how that stuff happens.
Yeah. This one was. I mean, a hunter actually killed the one that I was telling you about that I read the article on, and it was 6.5-year-old.
Which is an old deer for
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
That's an old deer anyway.
That's an old, yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and it was like, its summer range was, you know, from, I think it was from April until that first day. I mean, could you imagine if that was your farm and you've seen that giant out there 5-6 years in a row? I know people that this has happened to.
It happens.
They watch him and watch him and watch him, and then first day he's gone.
I know a guy.
And then you think you're hunting a ghost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I've seen deer that were gigantic, and a 16-inch 8-point grunting all over the place and chasing a hot doe right up through there, and that big one just lay there, not move. Couldn't get him to come up over this little roll along this creek. He wouldn't come. He didn't participate in a rut.
Mm-hmm.
That doe ran right past him. And like the gang, the 16-inch 8-point, the spike, the 4-point, the 8-point.
Yeah, they're chasing.
Well, I was like, why did he just let him? I would run right by him. Well, here, you know, I was talking to a couple people, and they suggested that when he was a young buck, one of them giants just destroyed him.
Well, it could be.
And he's so scared. He's like gun shy, like a dog
Either
would be
that-
gun shy.
Either that, or he knew that doe wasn't ready.
It could be. It's hard to tell. But they chased her around that bottom for 3 solid days. And he like didn't want no parts of it.
Well, and that leads me
That's
into
it's weird.
yeah, it is, and that leads me into probably your hottest, no pun intended here. Your probably your best product being the Inferno.
Oh yeah, I mean it's solid. I mean
You know,
it's tested, certified to be as hot as you can find. Like when a doe's ready to stand, her estrogen level is between 35 and 40 parts per million of estrogen in the urine.
right. So
That's what's in there.
so you used to have Blind Date,
Yeah.
which was an estrus,
I still have Blind Date.
and then, well,
It's just not as popular anymore because they want the guaranteed.
right.
They want the guaranteed.
They want the
hustle.
guaranteed. So you have the Blind Date, and then you have the Inferno. We carry the Inferno because when we carried both of them, everybody was buying Inferno.
Yeah.
But this leads me to what we were just talking about, where I feel like sometimes those older bucks, they just know.
Oh yeah, they do.
So the Blind Date, the way I would compare that to the Inferno was, it's still estrus, but that doe in that Blind Date bottle might be ready to stand in 6 days.
Or it could be the same.
Or
It's
it could be
just
the
not
same.
te- it's
It's
just
just
not
not
Tested.
tested.
Not tested.
But the certified tested Inferno means that that's a doe that's ready to stand right now.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right now.
Right now.
So
Certified estrus.
So
Certified
we don't
and heat.
we don't have the nose to be able to distinguish that, but a mature buck does.
Oh yeah.
He knows if that doe is ready to stand right now, or if it's going to be 3 days from now.
Oh yeah. He does. The dominant deer, because he's done it. He played that game. He knows when she's ready to stand. And he don't want to chase her. I mean, you've been out in the Midwest. You've seen the actual dominant deer work. Like he'll stand out there in that cornfield right over top of her, and he won't let the boys come play. He'll fight them off.
Yep.
Every one of them. That's like my friend Rick. He killed a monster, and that's what happened. That big deer stood there with that doe, and he fended off everybody. And she snuck away from him after he was chasing off and come right down into that creek bottom where he was, and that thing come right behind her looking for her and happened to walk right past him. He smoked it. I mean, there's a hell of a story with
Yeah,
it.
right.
It was a giant deer. You know what I mean?
Well, that the Inferno will bring them in.
Oh,
It's going to bring them big boys in.
well, it's going to bring every buck in.
Yeah, that's another scent.
I mean, you drag that in, you drag it from your stand out, like we talked about at the beginning of this. Your buck walks by her, it's game over if you can shoot.
right.
He's coming.
Yeah, if it's a buck you want to shoot.
If he's not chasing a doe in that time frame, he's coming right to you every time, no matter what. Unless he's chasing a doe. And sometimes he'll break off. Not very often, but sometimes I've seen it. I've seen him break off, but I wouldn't hold my cards to it. But if he's trolling, he's cruising, he catches one wind of that, he's coming.
So so for anybody,
I guarantee it. I mean, or I'll give you your money back. He's coming.
Right. So for anybody that's listening or watching, what would you say as, the creator of that would be the best window of opportunity to use Inferno? Like time.
When I hear that first grunt, because I was from the time frame of Halloween week through the 18th of November. I just don't think it's that anymore.
I think guys are killing before Halloween. That week leading up to.
Like, I'm going to try. Like I was telling you in the beginning of the podcast, I'm going to try. I'm going to use it earlier. I am. I'm going to use it earlier. When I start seeing big scrapes and, and I start seeing the rub lines and the big time rut signs, I'm going to start using it. And I'm going to use a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see what it works. I mean, I'm constantly testing all my stuff.
Right.
Constantly. And trying to redo it or make it stronger or make it better. I mean, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. But you'll never get better if you don't try to, reinvent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And play with it a little bit. Kind
Yeah,
of expand the horizon
you
on the
just
use
can't
of
be
it.
complacent. No. Dead red is dead red. It's exactly right. And
Yeah,
it's
sometimes
been,
you get a product
it's
you
been
don't need to
from the
change it.
beginning. In the, the Undertaker, it needed some changing. Like you remember, it had desking pads because we had trouble with, I had trouble with the sweating in the bottle. Don't do that no more.
Right.
We don't got to put them in there. I
Yeah.
figured out how to do it. Figured out how to make it the best it possibly can be, and it was just a process. It was a processing error. It wasn't an error. It was just trial and error learning.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? We learned how to. I learned how to do it. Like if I would, not make it out of here today, you know what I mean? Not make it home. Nobody knows how to make that.
Yeah.
Not what's in this bottle right now. Nobody knows.
Right. That's
So,
just your secret, and that's just and
There's
back to you're the only guy. You're
I'm it.
you're that guy.
No,
that
no
does
one
it.
knows. Nobody
No.
knows.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, how much would you recommend to use at a time?
Dump the whole bottle.
Dump the whole.
No. I'm trying to sell deer piss here, man. No, I mean this will do 3. You know what I mean? 3, but I dump the whole bottle in there because I make it.
Yeah. Okay.
I got tons of it.
I know that's always a question because obviously
You don't want to tell.
it's not cheap, but
No.
it's good. Matter of fact, to me, it's great. It's great products. So even like with your estrus, a lot of times
but I
guys
mean-
will try to skimp, but you're better off in a lot of cases to use more, not less.
Yeah, more is better.
Yeah.
In this game.
This is something that more is better.
Yeah. In this game is. Like, I use a lot of it, but I've always have. And
I do too.
I mean, if you're going to, you got to think. If you're going to pay $2.50 for a bottle of pop,
You don't drink half of it.
yeah, I mean, it's like everything costs.
sure.
My prices ain't changed very much.
No, that's
You know what I
that's
mean?
for sure. The prices
know what I
have
mean?
stayed pretty consistent.
Yeah,
over
I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't raised my prices very much, and I mean, I try to keep it as competitive with all the major companies, and I'm either more or just a hair more or a little bit less than comparable. Like with the 4-ounce bottles, they ain't touching the price. I mean, we're marketed. I mean, and the price range is spot on, if not way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all the urines that you offer, so your Inferno, the Dead Red, the Nosy, you can get them in what, 2 or 4 ounce bottles.
Yeah, 2 or
Yeah.
4.
Now
Not Inferno.
Inferno's just 4.
4, just 4.
Okay. Now, yeah, we just stock the 4 ounce because that's what everybody buys.
Yeah, that's what I sell the most of is the 4-ounce bottles. I mean, to be honest with you, if you let your dogs out, take a leak. They don't start just dribbling little bit out at the end. I mean, when they go to the 15th or 17th treat, they dump the bunch. You know?
Yeah.
Well, what a deer does is it pisses down its leg. Does do it. Bucks do. I mean, she'll squat and she'll go in your scrape, or if she got to go, she'll just squat. But she pisses down her leg. So that's what the scent trowel is. So that's why it's got the flip top lid. So you drip, 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 drip going in, and then big squirt at the stand. So that saves you from dragging. Because that's what it is. It's just a drip coming off of her hocks. Bucks, same thing with the dead red. There's a tarsal gland. He pisses down there every time. And that's how he sets his line. To let him know, this is my territory. This is my line.
Right.
This is what I'm working, because that's why he keeps freshening them tarsal gland up. Well, she does the same thing when she's in heat. She wants bred, but she wants bred by the dominant deer. Just to make the best possible life. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
just nature. That's
Yep.
how it works.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the things a lot of people don't really realize. They're smearing it through. That's why I don't have the spray, because that's no good. It's a drip, and that's what it is. And that's why we got the drip top lid. So you don't have to really do a drag. I never do. I just flip the lid up When I'm going to start, just little, the light squeeze. As I get closer to my stand or where I want, just squeeze a little bit more. Then, like you said, crack the cap, and
Yeah. Get rid of the air out of the book.
it's worked
Yeah,
for a long
does.
time. I mean, me and my brother hunt together all the time. I mean, if you would see the wall of whitetails that he has from Pennsylvania and just Greene County where we live, it's very impressive.
Oh, Greene County's always been one of them counties that just produce big deer.
He has some quality whitetails on his wall, and he's killed everyone with this stuff. Everyone. Like, I told him he should get on that whitetail cribs. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah,
Because he's got a game room that's very impressive. I mean, he don't have nothing in the 60s, but he got a bunch of them in the 40s, and a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. He got the Grand Slam of turkeys, mounted, hanging dead, the entire Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, nobody else does, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
pretty
something
cool.
different. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, they're hanging on a fence post dead. But I mean, he uses all of my stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm his brother. So I mean,
Right.
yeah, he comes and gets it, and then, I mean, he's killed. Him and his wife have killed some just tremendous whitetails.
Yeah, I know, like with our customer base, we sell a lot of the product, and a lot of people have a lot of success with it. So that's
I mean, and
stuff.
then like any of your listeners, I mean, I strongly advise you to come down here to Creek and order or buy your stuff by far. But I have a promo code for you guys, so if you just type in Creek Archery and you live somewhere where it's too far to come to the shop, just put the Creek.
Yeah, so they just
type Creek in on the website, and they'll get a discount.
What is the code then? It's
Creek.
Just Creek. CREEK.
Yeah.
Just type that in on your website. That's going to get you a discount.
It'll get you a discount on any products. But I'd strongly advise coming down here and meeting these guys, and they have everything. All the best bows, all the best crossbows, arrows, broadheads. They, full line dealer of Apparition Scents. So,
yeah, I mean,
I appreciate you having me on. I listened to your podcast. It was cool to meet Paul this afternoon.
He's a character.
He is
funny.
He is funny. It was cool to actually meet him for the first time.
Yeah, he's good guy.
Checking out his new bow and stuff. That was cool.
Yeah, he's gonna get some of your scent out there and start using it on his farm.
Yeah.
So
hopefully, we'll
see what kind of results we get out of that. I'm expecting.
I know
good.
exactly what he's gonna get. He's gonna have pictures of the biggest bucks on his farm.
Absolutely, well,
if they ain't afraid of the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm torn between that. I mean, I've said it for years. I mean, I don't know.
I think some are and some aren't. They got personalities like humans.
I
too.
guess so. Too.
I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Really.
But you can't put him on a pedestal until he's on the ground. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And I think that's the biggest mistake a lot of hunters do. They put that animal on a pedestal when the only time he should be put on a pedestal is when
you're laying behind him.
Oh,
you're
that's
kneeling behind him.
Wall.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of times guys end up. I mean, as well as I do, Dave. When you're hunting big mature whitetails, chances are, more often than not, you're gonna eat tag soup. You're not gonna tag out.
I mean, I went on a 6-year tour duty where I was like, I'm not shooting nothing unless I know it's a boon.
Right.
I mean, unless he is gonna net boon, I don't want him.
Yeah.
That was stupid. I don't know
That's
how
tough,
many
man.
I let go that I should have never.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I let go of some deer over the years for more than one reason.
I'll tell you one thing right now. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I don't know.
I let deer go during my days of filming. When we had Keystone Wild Outdoors. I mean, you don't get the right footage.
I mean, I was into that. We did the TV show back 14 years ago on Pursuit or whatever. I mean, I edited and produced my own TV show. Nobody helped me. I did it all myself. I mean, my brother filmed. Actually, he shot most of the stuff, and he filmed me a little bit, and I did most of the filming and all the editing, all the production stuff, all the sending it to the station and all that. It was a goal.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of my goals.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I wanted to have my own TV show, so I did it.
Yeah, I did it in the past, and it's something with Megan and Ken. We're going to get into that here this fall.
I got burned out by it. Hunting wasn't fun anymore for me.
Yeah.
Because
it can
that,
happen.
and then I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to start killing stuff and get back to how I grew up and what I was taught, and get back into the trap and get myself a bird dog and
just get back to the roots of it.
Yeah,
right. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't got to show. I achieved a goal. I did what I wanted to do.
Yep.
I mean, is it the lifestyle that I wanted to live? Everybody wants. I mean, till you actually put forth the effort and do something that's actually hard. Everybody wants to do it. Everybody wants to play in the NFL. And everybody wants to play Major League Baseball. Everybody that hunts wants to be on a hunting show. But there's so much work into that.
There's a lot of work into it. And the one thing,
and nothing's easy when it comes to that. I mean, I'm no IT guy. You know what I mean? I know. I just know what I want to see. You know what I mean? So I put that out there. And I mean, it was successful. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but what you have to do. What you have to do to maintain that in that industry was something that I wasn't willing to do.
Right.
Because it's not fun. It took all the fun out.
There were times, Dave, where when I was filming and I couldn't get the footage I wanted, I had to let bucks walk that I normally would not. Honestly, there were bucks that it was like, man, if I didn't have a camera here and I wasn't filming, I'd have shot it.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it. You got to think of when you're doing that, and if you start back into doing that it's not always about harvesting an animal.
Right.
But you have no footage at all if you don't. You know what I mean? It's either
you got to tell the story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you don't got the kill shot, then it's worthless. You could edit everything up to that, but you got to have that. You have to have that. If it doesn't, it sucks.
Yep.
I mean, it just does. That's just
truth.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, it's the truth.
I mean, if you look at the beginning of all the beginning films, like some of the legends that started in the outdoor industry and filming and hunting and stuff, have they had 3-4 kills on there on a VCR tape? That was damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now
it's everyone. There could be 15 to 20.
Yeah. You got to have. You have 16 episodes. You have to have
16 kills
at least.
Yep. Yeah.
No, I remember being told there's too much content. You showed that turkey coming in too long. You heard that. I'm like, it was a hen in full strut, beating up the decoys. That's something you don't see every day.
Right.
In the way she challenged Purd and all that stuff. But then, the powers that be, they're like, that's too much content. You need to either be on there talking more or actually get to the kill.
And that's changed over the years too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's more storyline stuff.
Yeah.
Mini stories, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's evolved.
Yeah.
I'll never rule it out that I would never do that again, but
you gotta have the passion for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, a lot of people think they want to film, but what I would tell everybody is think in your head: are you willing to
sit and watch somebody else?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Not only are you willing to sit and watch them, but if you're by yourself filming, which I've done, which is hard.
Oh, it's.
Are you willing to let a deer walk because you can't get the right footage on them?
But as much as you hunted over the years, and your success in it, you got some world-class whitetails on your wall. It's a little easier once you did it once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once you did it once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a little bit easier.
But okay, I don't know what you've got, Ken.
I got a few 130s, a couple 130s, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, a 160 comes in there.
It's different.
it's totally different.
Mm-hmm. It happened to me last year in Illinois.
I mean, you got to kill it. I mean, you. It's just like, I mean, that's our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Are you the Buffalo Bills or are you the Steelers? You know what I mean? That's how you got to put it.
Yeah.
Do you got a room full of trophies, or do you got 4 and out? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So until you done it, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Up here, you know, mentally, I mean, it's just like any other sport. It's or anything. It's
It can become very mental.
oh
Yeah.
it is.
100% is.
Yep.
You got to be able to, you know, once you've been there, you've been there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the thing. I mean, you gotta be there to know what it's like.
Right.
And
I
so like leaving one go because it can't back to that. Leaving one go because of the way that things went down and you couldn't get it on film is a lot harder for somebody that ain't never done it before.
right.
You know what I mean? When you got one on your walls, is that one even bigger or whatever? And camera's not right. I'm just gonna let him go because he might come back, and I'll grunt to him or whatever. But you already know what to do. But like, if you ain't never been there and never done that, you're coming out of your boots. You know, when your heart's pounding. I mean, but somebody that's done it already, their heart's pounding, and they're got a little bit of shake in their shoes. But you're able to focus more on actually getting it done.
Yep.
So I mean that makes a big difference.
No, I agree.
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
Yeah, it does.
So what's new on the horizons? Is there anything you're working on in the future, or are you pretty content with where you're at with the products and the lineup? Or
Products are good. I mean, we came out with the ropes last year, and obviously the market flooded with it this year. I mean, I don't know. I'm reevaluating some of the things, you know, in the line and development. Like I added another pheromone to the nosy. You know what I mean? So it's got a little bit different smell to it this year, and I tested it all last year, and I think I made it way more effective than it originally was.
which it was pretty damn effective
Yeah.
to begin with.
Mhm.
Like my dad made a birthday cake in the with, but yeah, it's probably. I mean, it doesn't do as good as the Nightmare and Undertaker and Dead Red and Inferno. That's the top. That's the top stuff.
Right.
I mean, in the ropes.
But
Too.
again, it's that early season
yeah.
doe
But I
killing
mean,
product.
it is. But it works on bucks too. But I
Yeah.
mean, I just try to redevelop it a little bit. That's it. I really, I tested that last year and the ropes the year before. I'm more looking to go take the Undertaker and the Nightmare and to the next level. That's going to be my focus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To make them household names
Right.
because they're that kind of product. I mean, I had a guy that he's killed some just absolute hogs. He lives in Illinois. He said, Dave, you know what's wrong with your products? I'm like, what? What? Tell me. I can't find nothing wrong. I love them. I think it. He's like, they work too good. He goes, and people keep it a secret. He said, I don't tell anybody what I use because I don't want them killing bigger bucks than me.
Yeah, if we're close to them. Yeah.
He said that's the
Yeah.
biggest problem with your products is that the word of mouth doesn't get out as well. Like here in this community, they do because of your shop, and I appreciate it tremendously. You know, the work that you've done with me over the years. I remember meeting you at like a little show for the Wounded Warrior or something project up at that Sportsman's Club where you guys are members. That's right. I mean, that's right after you bought this place, and
Yeah.
ever since that, you know what I mean? Just like, I did so with Reach before, but nothing like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a
appreciate it.
testament to the product. I
Yeah,
mean, you
well,
know what I
I
mean?
mean,
To me, I think that these things sell themselves. Once a customer comes in and gives it a try for the first time, I don't ever have to sell it to them again.
No, because they'll come. Like
coming
I
for
saw the guy come
Really,
when
I
I
mean-
was carrying it in today. He had like 5 bottles out the door.
Yeah, because they know what they want.
Mhm.
You know, they know it works.
Amy said one guy came in here and bought 8 bottles the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we sell a lot of it.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
We sell a lot of it because it just works. It flat out, it's a good.
Yeah.
They're great products, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that you got going on that I don't know if everybody knows about it, and is you do a contest every year.
Oh yeah,
So we got to talk about that a little bit. You
the contest. You better kill a big one to win.
yeah, I mean you get some slammers in that contest, buddy.
It,
I
it
know
better it better be real close to book or yeah
I was fortunate enough to win the contest the year that I killed my booner.
yeah.
But
My-
I'm gonna tell you what.
One of my real close friends,
That was a-
Andrew, that we went to high school and college together, and he killed a 182-inch deer that year
and lost.
and lost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My buck.
Yeah, just edged him out.
Yeah, I just edged him out at being at 189 inches.
And that's
but
the buck on our intro video.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
deer
I
on-
mean, Andrew's like,
Think about
what,
that.
82, what do you think?
a 182-inch deer, and you lost the contest.
That's unreal.
I mean, he gets some absolute hammers
It's
on this
great, though.
contest.
Oh
But
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, so the contest
Well,
itself.
look at the one last year.
Yeah, what do you got to do?
Mike, all you gotta do.
What do you got to do to enter? Tell everybody.
Okay, it'll be on our social media: Facebook, Instagram, out on the Apparition page or on the my personal page. All you gotta do is take a picture of your deer, just harvested, no head or horn, just the whole body of the deer, and holding one of our products. And you're
That's
entered.
it. And you're entered.
You're
Yeah,
entered.
That's it.
So just submit
So-
a picture
Yeah,
with you behind
post
the
a
buck.
picture and say,
With
you
product.
know, yeah.
Mhm.
But it has to have a legal tag on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the legal stuff, and I just pick the winner. You know what I mean? It's from every state in the whole United States. I mean, Ohio's one. Guy from Pennsylvania won the first one. You got yours in Ohio, but just close.
Mhm.
And
Egros's last year was Ohio.
yeah.
Yep.
So in 4 years, there's one Pennsylvania.
2 Ohio.
Oh no, I've been doing it for. There's been longer than that because Kurt from Indiana won 2 years in a row. Like you won, then Kurt won 2 years in a row from Indiana, and then Egros won last year.
Okay.
So yeah, and then the one first year that Rafferty won.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah, and his was from Ohio. Rafferty's was from Ohio, and then yours from Ohio, and then you had the Kurt. Like Kurt's used my stuff for a long, long time. He killed 2 back-to-back years in a row.
Yeah, I saw
monsters.
those deers. They were just
They're in the
absolute studs.
60s, big,
Yeah.
massive whitetails, and then Mike's last year. I mean, it takes a hell of a deer to win.
It does, but again,
But you get you get a gigantic prize pack. You know what I mean? It's like over $500 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just stuff that any hunter would want. All the Apparition Scent stuff you could use in a whole. It's like a 1-year supply, pretty much. Apparition Scent
Mm-hmm.
right,
plus some, swag.
right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good contest.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to win it this year again with my Illinois buck when I get him.
I'm like ready to go. I need to get back to Illinois. I mean,
There's room. 3rd week in November, buddy. We'll be there. So
Mhm.
you want to go with us, you can go.
I'll think about that.
Yeah.
I'll seriously think about it. I really want to go. I want to get back. I miss it. I really like that area I was
It's
at
a special
before.
place.
And I don't know. If I decide, I was thinking about maybe going back to that area where I was before and just start beating on doors. Trying
Trying to get some spots to get into.
get a spot. I mean, I'll never guide again.
Mm-hmm.
I never, after, losing my spot
right.
like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it
I
don't hurt
mean-
to get back out there for yourself.
Yeah, I know. I miss it. But I mean, I know what I'd do. I'd want to go for a whole month. And
Yeah, me too. That's not
No,
gonna
I did
happen.
it for 16
Oh, I know. Yeah, I
years.
know you
Yeah.
did. I mean, I'd
I
love
got
to go
tons
for a
of
whole month, too.
vacation time. You know what I mean? That's what I was telling him downstairs when we were when you guys were setting up the bows and stuff. I was like, I've never elk hunted because I know I'm going to absolutely love it, and I just can't not take the
Yeah.
second and third week of September to the first 2 weeks of October and leave.
That's when you're
Right.
bottling.
That's
'Cause
prime
that's
time
that's
for you.
yeah.
And that's me here with the archery
Yeah,
shop.
I
Is
know, but you got to pick
know.
your passion. I mean, if I'll kill an elk one of these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's on my list.
It's on mine too. I mean, I'd much
But
rather
I
have
just
a moose with archery tackle, but that's September
I just can't
too.
quit hunting whitetails. And I can't do it all in the same year. I got to make a decision. Because for me, if I'm going to go on an elk hunt, I can't do it while everybody's going right now in September because I can't close the shop to do that.
Yeah, but
I got to be here.
Yeah, I mean,
But I'd have to do it in November during the elk gun season.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna,
I want to
just
hear
can't
him
quit.
bugle. I want to hear
I
him
just-
bugle.
yeah.
I want to call him.
Yeah,
I
you're
want to
not-
do
Yeah,
all
it's
that.
not the same, and I
No.
just can't quit hunting whitetails.
Yeah.
So elk for me is on the back burner.
Yeah.
It's
I don't-
someday.
Well, yeah. But I know that I absolutely love the archery tackle elk with the bugling because I
Right.
love the turkey hunt, I love the deer hunt, and I mean that's the ultimate. I'm saying that thing screaming at 15 yards behind a ponderosa pine and stepping out. That would do it for me. I guarantee it.
No, absolutely. it
That would do it for me. I could see me just absolutely going head over heels for that,
Yeah,
and then
that'd be it. Yeah, that's all you'd want to do.
I know I would. I mean, just to actually physically call them in and hunt them like that. I could see me just being very attracted to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
along that line, something that we always ask our guests is, what is your dream hunt to go on
I mean,
with no limit?
I've been fortunate in my life. I've got to go and hunt places with, really close friends, family. I mean,
Sky's the limit.
people that's not around anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That passed on.
Mhm.
I had friends that I hunted with.
Mhm.
And so it's not actually the animal that you want to harvest or whatever. I mean, spending time with family is probably the best part about the hunting and the fishing that I've done
Right.
in my life. But like, if they say, "Okay, DB, you're gonna win a hunt," what would you want it to be per animal thing? I'd like to do Yukon moose archery tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to get my shoulder. It would be warm enough where I can get my shoulder back in shape to. I would actually physically want to do it with the
Right.
real bow,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd want to call him and paddle him in, and I mean, I think that would be it for me.
Just
Yeah,
rake,
it'd be a cool hunt.
that'd be cool. Raking a tree with a. Oh man.
I think I mean, I always wanted to do that. I remember seeing Noel's 72-inch bull in his room. They killed in Alaska. It was pretty impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
But
a
like-
heck of an animal.
I miss hunting with him. I mean, I sometimes in this time of the year, I mean, we spent 20 some years together talking about hunting, and I mean, he wrote the book on rattling
Yeah.
whitetails,
Yeah.
and like he'd call and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Or I think this spot is going to be good this year. I got a new lease. I check this out. What do you think? Just like somebody like that like killed 200-inch whitetails legit and all them other stuff to bounce that off of you, and you know what I mean, value your opinion. So then you really, if somebody like that really is asking your opinion on a whitetail hunt and all that stuff, you can feel like, yeah, I am one of those guys.
Right.
Mhm.
I really do know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? You don't got to prove it to anybody. And I don't either. I mean, have I killed hundreds of whitetail and chased all the, hunted all the big buck places and been successful? No, but not many people are. But when you
It's part
know,
of hunt-
but when you know what to expect and have some kind of thing. Like, I love doing seminars and talking about how to use the products and how I've been effective, and how family members and close personal friends have been successful with the products and stuff. I mean, I'm as happy, and you can ask Chris. I mean, I was as happy for him to kill that big buck than I killed it.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
Right.
I would have never been jailed.
Yeah.
If I was like when the guys would kill big deer with me on the lease and around where I got it, and I was hunting. I was high-fiving them, dragging their deer, helping them got it, whatever. I was just as happy.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. We had that conversation.
And I mean,
yesterday.
but
Yep.
that's not the status quo. I mean, that's not how most people are.
No, but
hunters are hunters. Hunters can never go against hunters, or we're going to end up in a place where there's no hunting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody,
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
Well, I think
That could go on.
Oh yeah, you could go all night.
Yeah.
But, I think, how long we gone here so far, buddy? It's been a little while.
Yeah. Couple hours.
Yeah. Well,
I'm good.
yeah. Let's. I mean, we
4 o'clock's gonna come early.
It's coming early.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to touch on all the products. Anybody out there watching and listening, Apparition Scents are carried at Creek Archery.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have the full line of all the products at our shop, as well as there's a lot of other archery shops in the areas and that carry your products.
Right.
But if you can't get to a shop that has it, Dave, you want to tell everybody how they can get a hold of products, or how to reach you?
Just go to the website. Go to www.apparitionscents SCENTS.com. Type in promo code. Excuse me. Type in promo code CREEK, and you'll get a discount. But I'd much rather you come down here, see Chris and the boys down here, and get your stuff. It's as fresh as you could possibly get it. 100% money back guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Just get the money off of Chris.
Yep.
That's it.
No, I'll give it back to you. You know I will. There ain't nobody ever asked for their money back. Unless they try to hose me and say there's like the film on the bottom of the bottle and say it didn't work. Just send me another one. Yeah, okay. I played that. I ain't playing that game, pal.
Right.
But I've had that actually happen, and I noticed it. Like it was like. It was the same. I recognized the name. There was 2 of them, and they were kind of close to where they lived.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I googled them, but you know what I mean. I put it on the map, so they were like
using the product and saying, it didn't work. Just send me some more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Unreal.
I sent them. I did send them 1 bottle, a piece of new stuff, to try back out, and then they tried it again the next year, and I was like,
Yeah, one and done.
Yeah, one and done.
So.
But they still buy. The same guys still buy.
Hey,
they order every year.
Well, because they know it works.
Yeah.
So
that's all.
But they try to hustle a hustler. That just doesn't happen.
Well, Dave, hey, we appreciate you being on the podcast.
Hey, thanks.
We
man.
also
I really enjoy listening to it. All the people we've had so far have been good. I hope I can stack up to some of the people you've had on.
I think so, buddy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are interested in hearing about your products and how they work, and we're also very.
I didn't really want to do an infomercial, so I just thought you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Throw a little insight on the whitetail and how I think, but yeah,
it's good conversation, but we still, we like to talk about the product and how it works so people know. And, and then as a podcast, Broken Knock, we appreciate you sponsoring us.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, we definitely.
I'm going to dance with who brung me for as long as I can.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
We've been using it before. Well, I've started using it before, and you've been using it before we started this. So.
I know it works, and I'm going to keep using it. So. Well, hey, everyone out there, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You'll be able to catch us on YouTube, Spotify, all those channels
Apple.
out there,
Mm-hmm.
Apple. So if if you need some scent, get a hold of us at Creek Archery. Get a hold of Dave.
Mm-hmm.
And get your scrapes and that out there and get some pictures of some bucks and start killing stuff.
Yeah.
Send them in.
Yeah, send them into
Send
social
trail
media.
camera pictures. We won't tell anybody where they're coming from.
I will. I might sneak out there and try.
Yeah, don't send nothing too big. Dave's coming.
Yeah, okay.
He'll personally deliver the scent to
Yeah,
you with,
I'll say,
with his
yeah.
bow in hand.
Yeah. I'll show you how to kill the big ones.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey,
Hey,
Dave, thanks again.
thanks
Ken,
for having me.
Thanks.
Yep.
Megan,
Man.
sorry we missed you, honey. We'll see you next
I hope
time.
it's not because of the smell of the products.
No.
No.
I mean, I don't want her to be sick or nothing, but
No,
No,
definitely
she
not
stands
that.
next to it on Saturdays.
Yeah.
okay.
You know,
Yeah,
she's
I
down
know.
here working, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it wasn't me.
no, no, absolutely
All right,
not.
Hey,
guys.
later.
Hey, thanks. We'll see
Yeah,
you. Take
thanks.
care.